Hi, I'm Ayan. I have a pet turtle named Ugwe who I love walking outside. And sometimes when he wants to play with me, I play with him. I really like reading. I read a lot of non-fiction, especially history or politics. Sometimes I delve into fiction, but it's very limited. I've been trying to read more Hindi books lately. Otherwise, I spend most of my time trying to cope with college, playing a lot of chess. My grandfather was a lawyer, and for the time that I knew him, I was really interested by his work. I still remember going into the basement and seeing the shelves just, filled with so many books from start to end. I would see him preparing arguments sometimes, and that would really make me also want to be like him. Besides growing up, I used to read a lot. I got interested in politics and, well, just society around me. And I thought that I wanted to change society somehow. And I thought that by doing law, it would be the most tangible way for me to achieve what I wanted to do. And other than that, I had legal studies in my 11th and 12th. I found it to be really, really interesting. And yeah, that's what compelled me to do law. I still remember that the lockdown had just started, and I had never imagined that I would be giving the paper online. So, in that sense, it was a bit of a shocker, and it was the first paper that I gave online during the lockdown. So, considering all of that, I think it was quite a great experience. I found that the software was really intuitive and easy to learn. The format of the paper itself was such that I could sit at the laptop and give the paper at end and still not feel that sort of pressure that I'm giving an exam paper. I have to do it as soon as possible. It was in fact quite a comfortable experience. I was able to get through the questions quite easily. We had been given a sufficient amount of prep material and so on, so I felt quite confident while giving the paper. And overall, the software and all considered, it went really well. I still remember there was a Telegram channel, in fact, I think it still exists, on which we were sent regular questions and we were sent short exercises along with the answers for those exercises, which really proved to be invaluable. Besides that, I had bought the official prep material as well, and that contained a proper handbook on how to answer each type of question. And then there was a sample test, and then there was an exercise booklet. All of that put together meant that I had enough practice questions and then those questions solved so that I could know whether I'm on the right track or not. Besides that, the handbook was invaluable not just for LSAT but other law entrances in general as well, because it explained in detail how to attempt each question. It explained how you might go wrong and how to avoid those common mistakes. So I think LSAT provided more support for their tests than any other testing agency I've seen. So it was really, really helpful. I started preparing by first getting all of the official material, which was the bundle that they provided, and going through it. As I went through it, I realized that I probably did not need a lot of coaching for it, or even any coaching. So as the exam got closer, I set up a daily schedule. I was devoting about 4 to 5 hours a day to it, because I also had other law entrances to manage at the same time. And in the week before the exam, I was spending most of my day preparing. I only used the official material, which I would give like a proper LSAT. I thought that that was the most effective way of preparing, because all of the questions that were there in the prep test were very similar to what actually came in the LSAT. So my schedule would look like I would get up and I would just practice. Because the LSAT doesn't have any memorization questions, I didn't have to mug up anything. I just had to keep practicing, and I had to cross-check my answers to know that I was getting them right. In terms of my interaction with LSAC, all of my preparation was my interaction with LSAC. Like, I didn't use any third-party guidebooks or anything like that because I thought it was unnecessary. We were given an abundance of preparation material already. So that's more or less what my preparation looked like. Actually, I would say yes, it really has. And I can think of some tangible ways as well. First was, of course, giving LSAT got me back into the habit of studying, which I was sort of slacking off during the lockdown. So that was, of course, very helpful. Besides that, the prep material that LSAT provided me with, it sharpened my logic in general. So the prep material that they had given for English, especially the handbook, which explained how to do all the questions, it sharpened my skills in general. So even when I was giving other entrance papers, I was able to apply that knowledge. Then, of course, there was the practice. By practicing verbal logic, by practicing analytical logic. I just got better at those. And I don't think that I would have done well in my other entrances as well as I did if I didn't have LSAT, if I hadn't given LSAT before. The skills that are tested in an LSAT exam are very different from the skills that are tested in CLAT or AILET. LSAT does not have any mugging up. For CLAT and AILET, you need to memorize a lot. You will spend most of your time just memorizing. The best thing about the LSAT is there's no memorization required at all. LSAT is all about logic. I think it says that in the tagline itself, but it really is all about logic because all of the questions test your reasoning. So in English, you'll be given a passage and you will be told to reason according to the passage, answer questions accordingly. So even if you haven't read a book of vocabulary before, even if you haven't memorized idioms and phrases and so forth, if your reading ability is good and if your logic is good, you'll be able to answer the question. The same goes for every other section as well. So yes, qualitatively, it's definitely different. Preparing for the LSAT is more intuitive and the official prep material is more than enough for the LSAT, while there is no official prep material for other exams. To any aspiring law student, I would say definitely do consider giving the LSAT. Even if you're not planning on going to an LSAC affiliated college, preparing for the LSAT will also help you prepare for other law entrances because it will really sharpen your reasoning and your logical ability. Well, I would really like to be. I hope that I am a change maker. The reason why I did law wasn't to get a corporate job and so on. And not that I'm saying that that's wrong, of course. It's just not what I thought for myself. I definitely did law so that I could contribute to society in a way and be a change maker in society. In our college, we've read cases about how there were exploited sections of society which didn't have any rights, who finally went before the court despite everything and got what they deserved, got what they were asking for. It is those kind of judgments which really give me hope as to why I'm doing law. I definitely want to be a change maker. I definitely want to use law to bring about that change in society to the best extent that I can. Just two primarily. When I was in 10th, about 9th or 10th, I used to do a lot of MUNs, which are Model United Nations. They're a popular debating activity nowadays. So I started reading a little bit, like the preliminary absolute basics of international law. And that's also how I somewhat got interested in law, but it wasn't a major reason. And that interest has stayed. So international law is one of my key interests in the field of law. The law of warfare, the law of invasions, the law of the seas, and so on. Besides that, in a more national context, I'm really interested in constitutional law. It's often brought in the news and it's often a subject of heated controversial debate, which is how I somewhat got interested in it. And I believe that by studying it, I'll be in a better position to understand our society. I'll be in a better position to understand each government that we elect and so forth. And so those are my two key interests. Although, of course, I have 5 years of law school left, I'm sure that I'll discover many more subjects within law school, which I find interesting. Firstly, I would say make a schedule and stick to it. That's probably the most important advice you can get. If you have an idea of what you want to do, but you don't put a time to it, or you don't make a proper plan for it, you'll never really do it. So I really suffered in the months when I didn't have a proper schedule. I would recommend sit down, make a plan, even if it's just for a week. And that will really help you moving forward. Other than that, I would say don't get confused and get too many resources. Buy one book at a time, finish that completely, and then move on to your next book. Thirdly, I'd recommend, and this is specifically LSAT advice, you have the official material at your hands. You have it available online. Just buy that and just prepare from that. That is probably the best material that you'll find. And that is the only material which you should be using. I think those are the most important pieces of advice, really. So the test that you're aiming for, you have to be focused on that. And you have to know it by heart. That this is the syllabus. These are the frequently asked questions. And these are the prep books which I'm using. And that's really the only advice I have.